Hey everyone, welcome to our deep dive. And today we're exploring all sorts of positive things communities are doing
Oh,
in
yeah.
those special third places,
Oh,
those spots outside of work and home where people connect.
absolutely. Those places where you just feel like you belong.
Exactly. We've got a whole bunch of inspiring stories from recent articles.
And I think you'll be surprised by the range of places and the amazing things happening.
Oh, for sure. Let's dive right in with a program in Encinitas, California called Skate Rising. You familiar with it?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. It's all about getting girls into skateboarding, empowering them.
And what's so cool is it's totally free. Plus, it's run by professional and even Olympic skateboarders.
Oh, wow. Yeah, talk about role models, right?
Seriously. So girls aged 4 and up can learn, build confidence, and just have fun together.
And all of this is happening in a classic third place, the skate park.
Love it. Okay, ready for a total shift. We're going to a library now.
Oh, library is always a good spot.
This one is the Lydia Taft Pratt Library in Providence, Rhode Island. But it's not your typical library story.
No, not at all. They've created this space, they call it Cheryl's space, specifically to deal with book bans.
Whoa, that's interesting. So are they, showcasing the banned books?
Yeah, exactly. They're putting those challenge books front center, trying to get people talking, thinking about different viewpoints.
I like that they're encouraging those tough conversations.
Yes.
And it's more than just displaying the books, right?
Definitely. They do events, art projects. They make it a whole experience around these books, celebrating reading and the freedom to do so.
It's great how libraries become these community hubs. Okay, ready for a curveball.
Hit me with it.
Tabletop gaming shops.
Oh, those are cool. They've really become gathering spots for all sorts of people.
The article we have doesn't say exactly where this one is,
Mm-hmm.
but it talks about how these shops are kind of pushing back against this online world we live in.
Yeah, you get to actually be face to face, put the phone down for a bit.
Right. You can connect over games, build friendships.
Mhm.
They mention everything from mechs to mages, so there's something for everyone.
Oh, I love that mechs to mages.
Yeah.
It really paints a picture of all the different interests they bring together.
Okay, get this. A place of peace and quiet, right off a busy highway in New Jersey. What comes to mind?
I don't know, a rest stop?
Nope, a Buddhist statue.
Wow, really?
It's become this unexpected sanctuary, a gathering place for people from all faiths.
That's incredible. It shows you third places can pop up anywhere, even in the most random spots.
Totally. Okay, last one for this part of our deep dive. Back to something a bit more familiar, a community center.
Ah, good old community centers, always a hub of activity.
This is the Jackie Robinson Community Center in Northwest Pasadena, California.
Yeah.
And they've got this meeting coming up, really shows how residents are taking charge, shaping their community.
Community engagement and action, right?
Yeah, they're talking about things like setting up bad weather shelters, boosting cell service, even AI for local businesses, from what I read.
It's awesome they're tackling such important stuff. So the center provides the space, but the residents are the ones driving the change.
And that's what these third places are all about, right?
Mm.
Giving people a platform to connect, share ideas, work together on things they care about.
Exactly. We'll be back soon with even more stories of these amazing communities and the third places they bring to life. Stay with us. Yeah, it's amazing how these third places can really spark change, don't you think?
Totally. And, as we go through these stories, it really hits me how different all these spaces are.
Oh, definitely.
We've got skate parks, libraries, gaming shops,
Yeah.
even a Buddhist statue next to a highway.
Right.
Each one is unique, but they all have that same community spirit.
It just shows that community can happen anywhere, as long as people have that shared goal, and feel welcome.
Speaking of welcoming, this next story is about a community garden project.
Oh, I love those.
What's so cool about this one is that it brings together people from all walks of life. It doesn't matter who you are. If you love gardening and connecting with your neighbors, you're in.
It's amazing how those gardens can turn, unused spaces into these buzzing social spots.
This one was about a vacant lot that residents turned into a thriving garden.
Oh, wow.
It's a perfect example of how communities can not only make their neighborhoods look better,
Yeah,
but also feel that sense of ownership.
for sure. I bet that garden is full of fresh produce and great conversations.
And remember, we talked about abandoned spaces earlier.
Yeah.
Well, this next story is about a neighborhood that's turning those forgotten spots into art hubs.
Oh, I love that. Art is such a powerful way to bring people together.
Totally. So what kind of art are we talking about here?
Well, it sounds like it's a mix of everything. Murals, sculptures, even galleries and performance spaces. They're inviting local artists to showcase their work, doing workshops, community projects, the whole 9 yards.
Wow, they've basically created an art haven, a place where people can connect through creativity.
Hmm.
I bet it totally changes the feel of the neighborhood.
Yeah, it's really inspiring to see how art can revitalize a community. And you know what else is revitalizing communities?
What's that?
Pickleball.
Pickleball. Oh, yeah, it seems like it's everywhere these days. What is it about this sport that's got everyone hooked?
Well, first off, it's fun. And you don't have to be a pro to play. It's easy to learn. You don't need a ton of equipment, and it's super social.
Yeah, I can see why it's so popular.
Mhm.
And I've noticed pickleball courts popping up everywhere.
Right. Parks, community centers, even retirement communities are getting in on the action.
And it's not just about getting exercise either. It's about the connections people make on and off the court.
Exactly. People are starting leagues, having tournaments, or just getting together for casual games and socializing. It's really a testament to how sports can bring people together.
It's amazing how something as simple as a game can create such a strong sense of community. Okay, this next one is pretty special. It's about an old train station that's been transformed into a community center,
Oh, wow. What a great way to honor the past while creating something new.
right? Imagine all the stories those walls could tell. It's amazing to think about all the people who passed through that station, and now it's bringing people together in a whole new way.
It's a great example of how communities can preserve their history while also creating vibrant spaces for the future.
Definitely. And speaking of shared experiences, this last story takes us to the digital world. We're going to explore online communities and how they're fostering that sense of belonging in this increasingly connected world we live in.
You know, it's interesting. When we think of third places, we usually picture physical spaces.
Right.
But these days, online communities can be just as important for bringing people together.
You really can. And there are so many different types, right? Social media groups, forums, platforms for specific hobbies or causes, the list goes on.
It's incredible how technology can connect people from all over the world, people who might never have met otherwise.
That's so true. But I'm curious, do these online communities ever lead to real-world interactions?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Lots of them organize meetups and events to bring their members together face to face, to strengthen those bonds they've formed online.
It's amazing how the digital and physical worlds are blending to create these new ways for people to connect and build community. And we're back for the final part of our deep dive into those awesome third places where communities are really doing great things. Go through all these stories, it's kind of hit me how even the simplest ideas can make such a huge impact.
It's so true. Sometimes it's the little things that really change people's lives, like that community garden we talked about, turning an empty lot into a space where people can grow food, be in nature, and build relationships with each other.
Yeah. And who would have thought that tabletop gaming could be such an important way for people to connect?
Right.
It reminds us that community can pop up anywhere as long as people feel like they belong.
It's all about having those spaces where people feel welcome and connected, whether it's because they share a hobby or they're working towards a common goal or even just enjoying being together.
And that sense of belonging is so important for everyone.
Mm.
It's what makes us feel supported and part of something bigger. It even inspires us to do good in the world.
It's been really cool to see all these different ways that communities are using these third places, from skate parks to libraries to online forums and everything in between.
It really shows you the power of human connection and how amazing things can happen when people come together with a shared purpose.
And what I find really inspiring is that each of these stories shows us that anyone can help build a community. It doesn't have to be some big, grand gesture. It starts with just being present, engaging with others, and contributing to the places that matter to us.
That's a powerful message for our listeners.
Mm.
We all have a part to play in building strong and vibrant communities. And it starts right where we are in our own neighborhoods, in those third places that bring us together. So, as you go about your day, think about those special places in your life. Maybe it's a coffee shop where you always see friendly faces, or the park where you take your dog for a walk, or maybe it's the community center where you volunteer, or even an online group where you share your passion for something.
Absolutely.
All of these places have the potential to bring people together and create positive change. So embrace those chances to connect, contribute, and make a difference no matter how big or small.
Because when we put effort into our communities, we're really putting effort into ourselves. It creates a ripple effect of positivity that spreads way beyond those third places and into the world around us.
Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the heart of community action. We hope you've been as inspired as we have by these stories of connection and the power of shared spaces. Until next time, keep exploring, keep connecting, and keep making a difference.